Good evening, everyone. We will begin the evening service of the Miroku Association headquarters, expressing our gratitude to God and Meishu-sama for the permission and protection granted us, while participating today in God's divine plan of constructing paradise on this earth. Let us pray together the Amatsu-Norito, the prayer of heaven, followed by the Miroku Prayer. Please stand. 高天原にかむそまります。かむろぎかむろみのみこともちて、すべにおやかむいざなぎのみこと、つくしのりむかの立ち花の、おどのあはぎはらに、みそぎ払いたもときになりませる。あらいどの狼たちもろもろのまがごとつみけがれをあらいたまえ清めたまえとまおすことのよしをあつかみくにつかみやおよろずの神たちともに雨のふちこまの耳振り立ててきこしめせとかしこみのまおすみごくおみかみまもりたまえさきはえたまえみごくおみかみまもりたまえさきはえたまえもしえみおやむしの神守りたまえさきはえたまえもしえみおやぬしの神守りたまえさきはえたまえかんながらたまちはえませ。かんながらたまちはえませ。Great God of light, creator and giver of all life, in accordance with your divine will, the long age of night draws to an end. Your radiant divine light, shining ever more brilliantly, awakens the dawn of the glorious age of light, a time long awaited by all humanity. We thank you for guiding us to your divine plan and for the privilege of channeling and receiving Johrei. May our spirits and bodies be illuminated and purified as we live your truths given to us by Meishu-sama. Make us pure and effective instruments of your divine light, so that we may serve you and all those with whom we come in contact. May paradise on earth be realized with health, peace, and prosperity, a reality in our lives. Great God of light, bless and protect us. Radiate our souls with your divine light, so that we may truly become instruments of your great plan. Please be seated. We will now receive group Johrei. Johrei is now concluded. Let us now listen to the teachings of Meishu-sama. Paradise on Earth. I am doing my utmost to help fulfill God's marvelous plan of establishing paradise on earth, a civilization in which disease, poverty, and conflict no longer exist will be a paradise on earth. Paradise on earth is a world where truth, virtue, and beauty manifest in perfect form. The aim of our spiritual movement is to establish a paradise on earth by helping to create and promote a spiritual civilization that will develop alongside our present material civilization. Paradise on earth is the phrase I have used to describe a world free from disease, poverty, and conflict, a world that has long been the ideal of humanity. Over the ages, spiritual leaders from various cultures have prophesied the advent of such a world without specifying a time frame for the realization of such ideals. However, I have become aware of the fact that the moment is close at hand. It would be extremely fortunate for humanity if paradise on earth could be established without any major changes. The truth is, however, that in order for an ideal world to be realized, the cleansing of the present world must first be accomplished. Just as an old house must be raised and the site cleared before a new house can be built, there will be a number of parts from the old structure that will still be usable and thus be spared, for their selection, of course, is up to God. To survive, all human beings must become useful members of the new civilization. By doing so, we can surmount this great change and pass God's test. This can only be achieved through faith in God.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining the Miroku Association headquarters evening service. And thank you for your daily prayers towards world peace, the victims of wars, natural disasters such as the recent floods in Texas and North Carolina, as well as man-made disasters. This evening, I want to share with you the faith experience of Beatriz Beguinas. It's from the Aricanduva Johrei Center in São Paulo. November 2022, Beatriz was suffering from anxiety and depression and was also experiencing panic attacks, especially in crowded and enclosed places, such as public transportation. These conditions interfere with her ability to concentrate at home and at work. She was under psychiatric care and take medications. She began therapy and her therapist recommended the Johrei. She started attending the nearest Johrei center daily. After 30 days, she felt much better and stopped taking the medications. She received the Johrei in December of 2022. She began dedicating herself at the center to Johrei channeling and to serving in whatever was needed. July 2023, while on vacation from work, Beatriz had the opportunity to dedicate for 10 days at the Guarapiranga Sacred Grounds. The first days, her group swept the sidewalks and removed leaves. However, because the leaves were damp, it was very difficult to remove them from the cobblestones. She reflected that this difficulty represented her attachment to worries. 2 days later, her group harvested and sorted beans. Since the beans would be consumed by staff and members, they need to be carefully selected, mirroring the difficulty she often had in performing everyday tasks. By the end of the day, she noticed that her thinking was more organized and she was completing her tasks with focus and determination. During moments of dedication that demand great physical and emotional effort, she sometimes thought of giving up. However, after receiving Johrei, she would gain an inexplicable strength. Upon returning home, she felt less anxious, more joyful, and hopeful. When she returned to work, she was able to use public transportation without fear of anxiety. Her boyfriend, noticing the change in her, became interested in our church and received Johrei in August of 2023. Currently, when she experiences occasional episodes of anxiety, she turns to Johrei and intensifies her dedications. She now dedicates as a young children coordinator in the preparation of mini flower arrangements and in serving. Beatriz expresses her deep gratitude to God and Meishu-sama as well as her ancestors for the blessings and protection received. She commits herself to continue serving the divine work with the aim of saving as many people as possible for the construction of paradise on earth. Thank you very much for attending this evening service and listening to this very beautiful faith experience. Wish you all a most wonderful weekend.
This brings to a conclusion our evening service. Thanks everyone for joining us, and we wish you a very blessed evening.